Hello everyone, this is Bernice from the Napping Mouse, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to make these two beautiful notebooks using file folders, decorative file folders, and also these paper that I still have. I still carry it, and they're also from Waste Not Paper, which they are recyclable and also very eco-friendly, and but it's such great quality. And it's thicker. It's about I say if you put two copy papers together, it's about as thick as that. I don't know what the weight is, the GSM is exactly. I'll get that information later. But yes, this is what we're going to go ahead and put in. And they're also, you can actually use this as copy. So if you wanted to do lined paper, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you wanted to use it for anything else, but this is what we're going to work with, and we're going to use one file folder to create these two beauties. Okay, here's another way, and this is another paper that I'm using, also from Waste Not Paper. This one is called Mint, and this one is called Curry. And then this one has a secretary pocket, which I didn't do anything here, but it does come with this one comes with the secretary pocket, while this one is a tuck spot to put anything in. And then also I'm also gonna show you how to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and also show you how to staple if you prefer the staple method instead. Okay, thank you for being here, and let's get started. Okay folks, so the first thing that we're going to do is take our file folder right here, and we're going to cut it from the bottom. Okay, so I've already done this with this particular file folder, and then you get to choose which one you want to work on. I'm going to work on this one first because it's got the tab over there, and I want you guys to see how it's going to look like when you use the tab on the left hand side. It's all going to look great. I'm not going to trim anything down over here except for just a little piece here and there, but you'll see how it turns out. And then later on we're going to work on this one and show you how this notebook is going to turn out. So I'm going to set this one aside, and then the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our scoreboard here, and set that aside, and I'm going to need my cheat sheet here. I have all of my cheat sheet written down here, so just to make sure that we got all the scoring correctly and I've given you the right measurements. Okay, turn the file folder around. Now just note that this will be the front, and then this is going to be the sleeve, so just note that. Okay, and I'm not even going to trim this excess off. I'm just going to leave it like that, and we can do the trimming later on. Okay, so now we're going to get the bone folder, and we are going to score this at 4.5, and you may need to score it twice, maybe not. But this particular file folder is thick. So when you work with these, they're beautiful. They're a little bit more pricey, but they look gorgeous. And once we get towards the end, or once we finish here, you're going to see. Okay, so I'm sorry. First score is at 4.5, and the second score is at 9. Okay. Oops. Let's get there. Make sure it's all straight. I'm going to do it twice just to make sure. I'm going to set my scoreboard aside. Okay, and then the first thing I'm going to do is fold this over. If it kind of fights you, a good thing to use is a ruler against it to kind of guide it like this, and then press in the back here with your fingers. That will give it more of a good crease, and then you can go ahead and finish off and close that up. Make sure that the bottom side matches here, including the top over here. Normally I would cut the top to make it like a secretary pocket, but I actually like this little indentation, so I'm going to leave it alone. Go ahead and take your bone folder or equivalent to that and make sure that it's nice and tight. Now the second one here, we're going to close this over, and again, because this particular paper is pretty thick, we're going to use the ruler to help us out. And then I'm going to match it towards the end here, making sure that everything matches here on the side and the end. Go ahead and press, and then use my bone folder to make a nice crease. It looks a little wonky here in you know, at first, fine. I mean, if you want to cut it down later, I'm going to leave it because I think that that's just the character of this particular notebook. So we're going to leave it. Okay, second thing I want you to do is actually, I don't have my glue, I need to put glue, but you're gonna put glue on this side only, okay? Because we're gonna treat this like a secretary pocket. If you wanna put glue on the top over here, you're more than welcome, and it could be more like a tuck spot. But I'm actually gonna make it into a secretary pocket. So I'm gonna grab my glue and, all right, so we're gonna put like a line of glue there. And one thing that I always like to do when I am crafting is actually, I have just a wet paper towel. That's all I have. I don't even use wipies or anything like that. You know, just get a paper towel, wet it, damp it, and then that's just great too. Either like clean it off, or like if you have excess glue here, because I really want that to move around. Okay. Awesome. All right, now the next thing that I'm going to do is actually put a book on top of this to make sure, because this paper is so thick, sometimes it has the glue, because it takes a while to dry, it's going to want to come up. So we're going to put a heavy book on here, and we're going to make sure that that stays down. So let me put this under a book. All right, there. I actually put it under my cutting mat, and that makes it so much easier. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our pages. Now, I am going to use, actually I'm going to use these two color, but this is going to be for the second one, the second book that we're going to create. This will be for the first, and I still have some of this. These papers are from Waste Not Paper. They are a little thicker than they're about the thickness of 2 copy sheets. So they're a little thicker, but not too thick. So if you wanted to go ahead and print lines on them, or do it as a bullet journal, or put a graph sheet or whatever, or just print out something, you're more than welcome to. And you don't even need to do it through the manual print. This is a little thicker, but you can just print it regular like you would any copy paper. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to put this aside. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way, this does come in a package of 10, and we're going to use all 10 sheets for this notebook. And I'll have that link down below, so if you're interested in purchasing that, I'll be very grateful. And I also have various colors, so it's not just this. This particular color that we're using is called Mint. So I'll set this one aside for now, and I'll get my scoreboard here. And with this one, we are going to score it at 4 and 8. And we're going to do that with all 10 sheets, okay? So let me set this aside. I've already done it with 9, so the only thing that I got to do is this last one, my 10th sheet. So what I'm going to do is fold upwards, and I'm going to make sure that it matches on each side like this. And fold that down, and then take the top here and make sure it matches on the lines over here, and fold it down. And then I'm going to take my scoreboard and I'm going to crease it, making sure that those lines are nice and crisp. Now, I like to have a flap, and that's what I'm going to do with all 10 sheets. If you don't like this flap because it's extra, or you just don't want it, then you would actually cut it at 8, and then this would be scrap. Okay, and you can save it for later for other uses or whatnot. But yes, then you score at 4, and then you would cut at 8. But I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to take all 10 of these sheets, and I'm going to have a flap going one way and then have the flap going the other way. Okay, so one flap would open on the right and one flap will open on the left, and I'm going to alternate that. That way it won't stay bulky on just one side, okay? So that goes, now that's to the right, and that's to the left. Okay, right, left. I just like to have like extra little things to write, and I just want to make use out of this paper because it's really great quality paper. Okay, so Okay. Paper clip all of this together. Then you're gonna make sure that the ends here is close. Can you see that? The end's right there. And I'm going to clip it here. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn it over and I'm gonna do it the same on the other side. So I'm gonna clip it right there, and I've got the small one here. Maybe if I do it, okay, there we go. I'm gonna use this other clip. It's a little stronger than this one here, okay? Then I'm going to take my, where'd she go? Where'd she go? Oh, that's right, I put it underneath the mat. Okay, duh. Having a brain moment here. So here it is, I put it underneath the mat. Then I'm going to make sure that it levels. Now, as you can see, there's about 1/4 of an inch gap here when I put it to the very bottom. If you want to leave it at the very bottom, you're more than welcome to, and just leave that gap. I mean, you can cut it off as well if you'd like to, not being too wonky. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to see if I can go ahead and center it to the top here, and then I'm gonna clip it. Hang on a sec. Oh, maybe I can clip it here on this side. Clip it here, okay? And then this, I'm going to clip it here. I want the seam to match, and it will be laying pretty flat, so, but I don't want the paper to move. Okay, then over here that I put all kinds of packaging, and they're just old packaging. I wanted to reuse it. This is my staple box. And also when I do any kind of, like, you can see a lot of pokey things here. When I do my 3-hole pamphlet stitch, this is what I use, is this. So it's just another way of recycling and using what you have. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, take a stapler similar to this, okay, and you're going to open it, making sure that the staple part is here. You know, a lot of staples, they open it this way, and that's to put more of the staples in, but we're going to do it like this, okay? And then we're going to line this up to the seam here, and I like to start in the middle. Okay, I kind of turned out a little wonky. Let's try it again. Okay, and let's do this here. To go to the strong part of the box. You see how I stapled it here? It's not completely stapled, but we're going to take those prongs and we're gonna put tighten it up with this. And please use some kind of tool, not your hands, because if you do, these staples are pretty sharp, and yeah, they'll, you know, you get cut, bled, and I don't want you to do that. So I don't want you to get hurt. Typical mother attitude that I have a hard time breaking out of. Okay, I'm going to put another staple here. There we go. Let's see, did it go all the way through? Almost. Let me see if I can get it through and use this particular, looks like it's going through. Yes, looks like it's going. I don't know why I'm having a hard time. You know why I'm having a hard time? Because I'm filming, that's why. That's what's going on. There we go. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make this work. Okay, and I'm gonna do one more on this side here. I can take this off. Let's see, make sure that stays still, and here we go. Come on, don't. There we go. Perfect. That went through. Didn't went through like exactly where the seam is of the paper, but I'm fine with that. I'm okay. Pushing that up a little bit to get it all through, and then I'm going to close those prongs. Prongs thing, pokey thing. Okay, there we go. And then let's go and fix this. Get this to fold nicely. Work it in. Yes, look at that. That looks nice. And see, you've got your pages there. Beautiful. Oh, okay, I messed up on that one, but okay. Well, okay, folks, and here's another thing. So if you do mess up, kind of like what I did right now, and I don't know how, but I did, just take it, and if you wanted to just flip the other way, fold it the other way. There we go. No big deal. Okay, it's just paper. If you want to keep it that way, that's perfect too. There you go. Okay, and then here's our secretary pocket. This is still drying over here, so I'm just gonna continue it, but there it is. And then I'll show you some other, we'll work on the other one too, together, so you can see how it looks like. But yeah, there's the first one, and now the second one. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna see how that turns out. Maybe I'll do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch with that one, so you can see how that is. There's a lot of tutorials on how to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch and a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. I just think stapling is just, it's a lot easier. Okay, so what did we do? We did this at 4.5, is it? 4.5 and 9. So there's 4.5 and there's 9. Okay, there we go. And then we'll take our sheet now and we'll do that. In our sheet, what we needed to do was score at 4, okay, and 8. All right, then we'll set this guy aside. Okay, we will work first on our, we'll fold that over, perfect. Okay, and then we'll take this and we'll fold this one over, and it matches the bottom and the sides, so I'm really happy with that. Okay, perfect. And then for this one, you know what? I'm gonna glue on top and the bottom, and this will be an actual tuck spot. So it'll be just a little bit different, but it will be fine. And I guess if I wanted to, didn't have to, if I wanted to be different, I could actually had folded the opposite way so that the pink is actually out, on the outside, and the flower is on the inside for like a nice surprise. But that's that, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna put this under my map, but you would put it under a book to keep that nice and flat and allow the glue to dry more while it's staying still. Now we're going to take the sheet that we had just scored and make sure that it matches on both sides like this. Go ahead and press, and then bring this over, and then match both sides like this, and go ahead and press. You can actually finger press it, you know, the old-fashioned way we were doing like that if you want to, but whatever works for you, whatever you're comfortable doing. Just so long as those lines are creased. Okay. Okay. I kind of screwed up there, but let's see. I folded in one place and I did it. I scored in one place and I did it in another. Let's see how that will turn out. It still works, so we're gonna leave it. Okay, so now let's do what we did last time. Put that away. Okay. I hope everyone is doing well. Over here in Texas, it has been hot. Hot, hot, hot. We're unbelievable in July. I can't imagine what August is going to be, but it's actually a great time to dye paper, like, you know, coffee dye or tea dye paper, because if you leave it outside, it'll dry so quickly that you can actually probably use it the same day without putting it in the oven. But yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I'll show you a project that I'm working on that uses the tea dye and the coffee dye paper. Okay, got that all set. And then I'm gonna put this here, and then let's see, we're gonna Well, let's take this out first and fold it over. Okay. All right, so for this one, I'm putting it all the way down. And as you can see, it kind of comes out a little bit. I'm not going to be bothered by that. It's so small. I'm not worried about it. I'm just not going to do anything about it. If you wanted to trim here, you're more than welcome to. It would still look beautiful. I'm not going to do that. I am just actually going to clip, but this time I'm going to clip to the very bottom over here. So we'll match our seams here, and we'll see if I can make that one work. Let me see if I'll do it this way. These clips seems to work really well, and you can actually get these from the Dollar Tree. So even if you're not a crafter, but as I am, you can still leave it in your office. This particular paper that we're using is called Curry, and I just wanted to use something a little bit different. I just thought it worked well with these beautiful, beautiful yellows that are in the front cover without it being so stark or bright. It's a little bit more muted, so yes. Okay, so now what we're going to do is a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've got my bookbinding kit here, which is from one of these tins during Christmas time when I bought peppermint bark. I have all of my bookbinding supplies over here, and then these were the ones that I was talking to you about that are big. These will actually be really great. I'm not going to move it right now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my box right here, my poor box, and I'm going to use it on this side, and we're going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So what I'm going to do is eyeball the middle here, and then go about, I don't know, 1/2 inch down this way, and then go another 1/2 inch down. If you want to measure it and be precise about it, you can do that. I just pretty much eyeball it and just go from there. I get too excited to finish a project because I really want to see it done. So yeah, I know that that's one of my issue here, but yes. So what we're going to do is make a hole through here. Now that's a pretty big hole, so I shouldn't have any issues or problem getting the needle through and the with the twine going through that. Okay. So there's my 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and I've got holes right there. This will kind of be camouflage, so don't worry about how that looks like. Okay, next what we're going to do, I need my needle, and I'm also going to get my twine, and we're going to put that together. So I've got an embroidery twine, which actually I got at Walmart, so it has like a bigger eye right there. Okay, and the twine that I'm going to use is this beautiful black and gold one. Now this here is from Knot and Bow, and I do carry little packages, sell little packages of those. So if you're interested, I'll have the link down below, so you can go ahead and go ahead and purchase it. I think it comes with 5 yards. I gotta check. Don't hold me to that, please. So we're gonna measure 3 times this, and then we're gonna cut. My scissors, cut, you know what, go a little bit more than the 3 inches just to give me room to tie and whatnot. But yeah, let me put all this aside so this won't look too messy for you guys and have my beautiful thing. Okay, well, let me put this away, and now what we're going to do is put it through this needle. Some people bend it like this. What is it? They bend it like that, tighten it up, and then they were able to put it through. I'm trying it right now and see if it works. It doesn't. I actually have a lot of luck. I wet my fingers a little bit and I put this through. If it doesn't go through all the way, then okay, it's not going to go through all the way. So we're going to get some tape. Let me go get some tape. Okay, folks, so what I do, because this frays so easily, I will get myself a small piece of tape. Actually, this is way too big. Let me cut this down. Okay, and save that for next time. Take a small piece of tape, and then go ahead, and as tight as you can, go ahead and fold it into itself, okay? And then you can get that. See, it's just much more easier to get it through when you do it right, of course. There you go. And now I finally got it through. The next thing you'll do is go ahead and take this out, because it's going to be difficult, this piece, the tape out, because it's going to be difficult to go through there. All right, so what we're going to do is start in the middle, okay? And we're going to go through here. Now, what I like to do is I actually like to take some kind of clip like this and clip it to the end. Because if I accidentally pull too hard and it comes off, I have to start all over again, and I don't want to do that. So go ahead and put a clip, and that prevents it from going through. And then from there, you're going to go to the top. Actually, well, this is my bottom, I guess, but yeah, okay, bottom, top, it really doesn't matter. And go through that hole that you just went through. Come on. Okay. And sometimes you may need pliers, okay? The hole is pretty big that I'm probably not needing it now, but it's good to keep pliers handy. Okay, so now we're gonna skip this middle hole and go to the very top, okay? And run that through, okay? And now what we're going to do is carefully, we're gonna hold this and pull it taut, and then put it back through the middle hole, trying not to get the needle through the thread, okay? So if you can do that, perfect. Now go ahead and tighten it like this, and before you tie a knot, go ahead and make sure that this is taut. Perfect. Now this is awesome. I will take the needle out so I won't poke myself, and then I can take this guy out here too. So what I'll do is I will give it 2 knots. Okay, if you want to put glue over here, you can. To me, I never find it necessary. And I like to leave this dangling because I like to put like little things, like maybe little hearts in here or little stickers or whatnot. And then this, I actually could put some beads here at the top and then have it dangle over, or even down here in the bottom. I'll decide, but before I do that, I'm just not going to cut it just yet. So I'll leave that option open for me. Okay, so there we go. There's our second one. Let's go ahead and make sure that work those pages in. Okay, I like that. Look how it's subtle, but it's beautiful. And you see how you can't really tell with the hole that you did. I mean, if this bothers you, you're going to have to make the hole from the outside like this so that all of the paper will go in instead of coming out. But to me, you can't really tell. And if it's going to be inside a traveler's notebook, then it doesn't matter. But yeah, here you go. And then here are the pages. Here are the flip outs. I can actually cover this. You know what? If you want to also, you probably can make like a little pocket. So glue here and make like a tuck spot. I don't know if I would do it on that side if it make it easier. Maybe I would do it on this side. No, actually it wouldn't even matter. Maybe you need to fold it like this, but you can come up with different ideas. And I would love to hear what other ideas you would do for these flip outs like this. Or if you actually like, no, I can't do with flip outs, it's too bulky, I'm cutting it off. So yeah, there's a choice there. And then also this one is actually a tuck spot. So instead of it being a secretarial pocket, you can keep some of it, like some cards over here or some little ephemeras or something, or like a little note. And then yeah, the only thing that's left is actually to decorate the top if you choose to. And here you go, we've got the 2 here. So we've got one here that is in the color mint that the pages are in. And I didn't tell you, this is an Anna Griffin folder, file folder that comes in a package. Oh my God, I think it was 8 or 10 that came in a package like this for your office use. But because the paper, the file folder was so sturdy and so beautiful, I wanted to make it into a notebook. So yes, that's what I did. And then let me show you some other examples of other file folders that I did. Here is another Anna Griffin one. I forgot the name. I think this is Grace Black, this particular design. And honestly, I forgot the name of this one, but I went ahead and put something in the front. I just think it's beautiful. And then I decided to cut here. So this is the kind of secretary pocket that I was talking to you about. So what I did was take something round, like a plate or tape or whatnot, make it round like this. And I mean, I could have used this as a tuck spot, but there was so little paper. I just decided to use it as like little small little decorations. And then I added a tuck spot here where I could put some tag. Oh no, this is part of that to make it, because I thought this was too thin. So yeah, this is another one. And this is the coffee stain paper that I was talking to you about. So here's another tuck spot. And let's see. Yeah, I decided to make this more plain so you would have a lot. Here's a, so instead of using the second part of the file folder, I actually created tags with these. So yeah, and then I had like little cards that I cut out and did that. So yeah, there's that there, but I'm not going to bore you with a complete flip through. If you want to see this, I'll go ahead and do a separate video on this. And then also with these, Cavallini and Company had their own version of these beautiful office manila folders or file folders. And so what I did with this one is I actually used some of my graphing paper, the graph paper that I had. And again, I didn't want to waste any bit of it, so I went ahead and created this into a file folder. Now this paper is a little thinner than this paper, so this is going to lay a little bit flat. And I know this opens like that, so I can put this underneath a book, maybe leave it like that for a day or so, and it will stay down. But anyways, it wants the attention. So this is what I did with the Cavallini and Company file folder, and this is called Celestial. And then with this one, oh, I'm sorry, and I did put staples here. I stapled 1, 2, yeah, 3 also. And then with this one over here, I decided, I did the same thing. I stapled it, did a secretary pocket, just like a bigger circle. I just followed the line actually, just to make it more impressive. And as you can see, it is Cavallini and Company. But this one I just decided to use regular coffee paper. And when I put it all together, I went ahead and I chopped it off as best I could to keep it nice and narrow. But what I did is that in the middle, I made a hole. So I only put 2 staples here, and then I made a hole and had this elastic and folded or used that as closure for anything. I could put a charm here or leave it like that. I could put something over here, leave it like that. But honestly, these are like so beautiful that even if you give it like this, it's like, it's great. I mean, who wouldn't be happy to receive something like this? Even men or women, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is more like a wow factor right here, but you can just stop right here and call it good. Okay, everyone, I hope you liked the video that I just showed you. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. And also, I've got a lot more videos coming up too, so please subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know the next time that I upload a new video. Okay? All right, folks, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And you have a great day. Bye-bye.